Good morning, El Paso. A woman killed in front of her son days before Christmas. We have the latest on the murder-suicide investigation.
Also, the fallout continues from the cyber attack at Sony. Some now wondering if the real victim is free speech here. Reaction from Hollywood coming up.
And happening tonight, the Miners will face one of the highest-ranked opponents to ever play at the Dawn. How you can get one of those few remaining tickets.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. Here is a live look outside from the highest camera in the borderland.
We're seeing some fog this morning, some of it pretty thick in some parts, and that's why our Storm Track weather team has issued a first alert for the morning.
Welcome back to Good Morning El Paso, everyone. I'm Floren.
And I'm Stephanie Valle. It's a Friday. It is 6:01, and let's send things over to Crystal to find out when this fog will lift.
Yeah, Stephanie, Hillary, good morning. We have this first alert in effect. It's kind of a, as we've been saying, soft first alert. What I mean by that is today will actually be a good day. But let's talk about what's going on this morning. As you guys mentioned, we have patchy fog outside in parts of El Paso County, and then areas of very dense fog over southern New Mexico. In fact, just spoke with one of our partnering radios, 101 Gold up in Las Cruces. They said between the state line and Vado, very thick fog outside, making it a bit difficult to drive. So just a heads up, as you head out the door, you'll likely have to leave a little earlier, drive a little slower, and there may be some areas where visibility is down because of the fog. The thing is, later today will be nice. Your first alert will be lifted this morning. There's an advisory for fog in place through only 9 a.m. We're going to talk more about the fog, but more specifically, we're going to talk about a couple events that are going on this weekend and what we can expect as we track into your weekend. It's all up in about 10 minutes from now.
Thanks so much, Crystal. The first flu death of the season in El Paso was just announced by local health officials.
And health workers across the nation are bracing for a worse than average season. Good morning, El Paso's Andrew J. Polk is live to explain. Andrew.
Good morning, Hillary and Stephanie. The middle-aged woman with the flu who died here in El Paso had several underlying medical conditions and was getting treatment at a hospital before she died. And nationally, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control says widespread flu activity has been reported in 14 states so far. That means at least half of the region of each state are experiencing outbreaks of influenza or increases in the number of cases. It's gotten so bad in some places that schools and sometimes entire systems are closing for the rest of the week because so many people are sick. In Georgia, the Polk County schools shut down for the remainder of the week. On Tuesday, 1,300 students and 78 teachers stayed home. Now back here in El Paso, 383 cases of the flu have been reported so far this season, compared to with 215 at the same time last year. So to stay safe this season, health officials are still recommending getting the vaccine even now, along with some steps to protect yourself and others with the 4 C's. Clean and wash your hands often, cover your cough with your tissue or your arm, contain germs by staying home if you're sick, very important, and call a doctor immediately if you or your child has a fever of greater than 100 degrees. So if you're thinking about getting a flu shot, we have the question up on our Facebook page. You can voice your opinion. We'll have some of those on air on our later newscasts as well. Hillary and Stephanie?
Thanks so much, Andrew. And now the city's latest homicide. A little boy is left without his mother just days before Christmas.
She had a little boy. The little boy saw everything, and he took the little boy with him. But luckily, I guess he realized what he was doing and dropped him off at his aunt's house. And the little boy went in the house and told them, Carlos shot my mommy.
Police tell us the woman murdered Wednesday night in East El Paso was 26-year-old Jacqueline Valenzuela. Investigators say she was shot at a duplex off Vista del Sol. Immediately, the search began for the person who took her car, and early Thursday morning, police found it on Trans Mountain. Inside, Valenzuela's ex-boyfriend, 27-year-old Carlos Torres, who was dead. And ABC7 went to the aunt's home and spoke with a couple there who told us the boy was distraught but is now resting. Police say Torres died from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. A woman who knew the victim and Torres tells us they had been dating 4 years but had broken up in the past week.
They were boyfriend and girlfriend, and they had just broken up about a week ago. Yeah. And I mean, I guess he couldn't accept it or something. I don't know. We're just like in shock. And he works with my son out in Odessa.
Now, the victim's son was not Torres' son. The investigation remains ongoing.
We're learning that an El Paso constable killed after a fight at a haunted house died from heart disease. Our ABC7i team got a hold of the autopsy report for Constable Robert White. It says he had hypertension and heart disease, but the man punching him in the head did play a significant role in his death. Fort Bliss soldier Devon Huerta Person is charged with capital murder. The 19-year-old remains in the county jail on a $5 million bond. $1.9 million. That's the verdict against the Texas Department of Transportation for the 2009 death of an El Paso man. 53-year-old Keith Jackson was the father of Lara Jackson, a national swim champion. The night he was killed, a freeway exit sign broke off, blocking the Diana exit off of US 54. Several people called 911 to report it, but no one responded until Keith was killed by the sign. The signs are supposed to withstand wind gusts of up to 80 miles an hour, but the winds that night were below 50 miles an hour. Evidence shows TxDOT had no quality control programs to stop and inspect the bolts on the signs.
A Las Cruces man is behind bars right now after police say he distributed child porn. Las Cruces police charged this man, 26-year-old Eric Pyle, yesterday with 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a child. Investigators say they learned someone at his home was downloading the child porn. They also allegedly learned Pyle was the primary user of the computer and his user account was protected by a password. He is being held now without bond.
Today's the day for Miner fans. The men's basketball team will be playing number 3 ranked Arizona in the Don Haskins Center tonight. The game starts at 9 p.m. and it's the biggest game the Don has seen in recent memory. Also, we can tell you a limited number of unused student tickets for tonight's game will go on sale to the general public this morning at 8 a.m. Get this, tickets are $12 each and will be sold only at the University Ticket Center. Pretty good deal. And if that wasn't enough, the football team will be playing a bowl game at noon in Albuquerque tomorrow. UTEP is taking on Utah State in the Gildan, New Mexico Bowl. The Miners are also hoping to win their first bowl game since 1967. We will have coverage of the game later in the newscast.
Well, the holidays may have you spending extra money. Of course it does, right? But at least it all won't be going to gas this year. Gas prices are still tumbling down to the under $2 mark. This is video we shot yesterday at the Costco at Bassett Place. $1.99 for a gallon of regular unleaded. We haven't seen that in about 5 years. The price of crude oil has dropped from $107 a barrel back in June to just under 55 bucks. Excuse me, this week. I'm all choked up about that. Gas prices, gotta love them. All right, it's the same story in Las Cruces. Our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom crew shot this video at Save-A-Map, that's on El Paseo, and Bradley's just down the road. One driver told us he used to fill up his tank for about $80 just a couple of months ago, and now he's only paying $40. And we're making it easy for you to track the price of gas. You can go to KVIA.com right now and find our Pump Patrol. It's listed under the links mentioned section, and it will help you find the lowest gas prices in your area.
It's the kind of gas price that makes you want to take an extra tank out there and just fill it up, right?
Just for later.
Well, now taking a look at the TxDOT traffic cameras over at I-10 and Airway, where we have been talking this morning about the lights. The ART is now lit up on the side of the freeway there, but as for traffic, you can see no problems at this time.
Well, after a year of work, that is the ART we were talking about. The Airway beautification project is complete. We got so many emailers at first wondering, are they going to light up? Now we're wondering, are they going to stay that color? And people are sounding off.
I think they're spectacular. It's beautiful to have that in this town. It's just really nice to see us finally catching up with the rest of the states.
But not all people feel that same way. A look at some of the reaction later in the show. Also,
thefts from a company, they'll add that into their bottom line and they'll charge more for the product.
Think shoplifting at stores doesn't affect you personally? You'll be surprised at how much it costs the average family.
And a first alert has been issued for the morning. Meteorologist Crystal Klein has your complete forecast.
And while that fog is going to be sticking around through your morning, it will burn off later today for a nice Friday. What about your Saturday, Sunday, though? The details after your break.
This is ABC 7, where news comes first.